Welcome to the Pokemon Showdown Showcase. Alright, so today I have this really fun Snow Warning team that I've been working with for doubles. Of course, it's going to revolve around this Alolan Ninetales here that has Snow Warning. I worked with a couple of different versions of this early on. I used Obama Snow before this. It just didn't really work out. Obama Snow is a little bit too slow. You could also use Vanillux or Aurorus, but I find Alolan Ninetales to be the best. So the idea behind this team is that we get the Snow and then the Aurora Veil up as soon as possible to really boost our defenses. Then we just start hitting things with Blizzard and Dazzling Gleam to do a ton of spread damage. I've also got a Helping Hand so we can help our ally do some more damage. In terms of EVs, we're going to be rocking 208 HP, 72 defense, 36 attack, and then 192 speed. So one of my big time damage dealers is going to be this Chien-Pao here. We're also going to be rocking that Ghost type Terra here, just because it eliminates that fighting type weakness again. We're going to be holding the Focus Sash. We've got max attack, max speed. We've got a Jolly Nature, and we're going to be rocking Ice Spinner, kind of just to get rid of terrain. We've got Throat Chop to eliminate any sort of sound-based moves. We've got Brick Break, of course, break those screens, and we've got Protect. Also wanted to mention that I did play around with Weavile in this early set, but Weavile just doesn't work as good as Chien-Pao. And I also opted to go for Ice Spinner because it's 100% accurate, as opposed to the Icicle Crash, which is 90. Ice Spinner also gets rid of hazards. Next, I've got this really fun Glaceon, also rocking that Ghost type Terra. It's going to be fully defensive, 252 defense and special defense with a Calm Nature. We've got the last 4 in special attack just for a little bit extra. And we're going to be rocking a Throat Spray to boost our special attack after we use Hyper Voice. We've also got Blizzard, Shadow Ball for coverage, and then we've got Wish to heal ourselves a little bit. That will come in play. And then we've also got Ice Body to get a little bit of healing behind that snow. I've got another special attacker here in the Iron Bundle and yet another Ice type with a Ghost type Terra. I'm not so sold on Iron Bundle being on this team, but it has come in handy a little bit. If you have any other suggestions, leave a comment below and tell me what you would put here instead of Iron Bundle. I do like having that Chilling Water to lower attack. I've got Rest and Sleep Talk on this as well. Got that Booster Energy to boost my speed. We've got max special attack and max speed. We've got another heavy hitter here with the Hisuian Arcanine. We're going to be rocking that Flying type Terra just to get rid of that ground weakness. We're going to be running the full attack and full speed. It's going to be holding an Assault Vest. It is fully offensive here. We're going to be rocking the Jolly Nature with the Rock Head ability, one of the best in the game. We've got Flare Blitz, Head Smash, and Wild Charge. And then for some spread damage, we have Rock Slide as well. Rounding out the team, we've got Sneasler. This is a really good coverage option. He's also going to be fully offensive with max attack, max speed, and we're running the Jolly Nature. I wanted to get plus speed natures on pretty much everybody here just to control the speed game. That's huge in VGC. We're going to be rocking Poison Touch. That paired with Dire Claw is going to be huge. We're also going to be running U-Turn and Close Combat for other damaging moves. We've got the Choice Band. I've also got Switcheroo on this set, just in case I see something that wants to go for like a Stealth Rock or Spikes. I can lock it in with the Choice Band to that move, and then they'll basically be forced to switch. Alright, so here we are with game 1. I'm just going to jump right into how I was kind of looking at this team's lead. So I saw this Slowking and this Amoonguss, and I kind of thought this is probably going to be a Trick Room team. I'd be surprised if it's not. I also see this Pink Urchin, which if it has a Lightning Rod could be quite annoying, just in case I'm like trying to use Wild Charge into the Gyarados over here. I also see the Grimmsnarl. That's potentially going to be annoying with like screen setup, Fake Out, stuff like that. Could be a Thunder Wave. And then I see this Haxorus. This is the quickest thing on the team, so I'm not too sure what they want to lead with. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to see Slowking and Amoonguss as the lead. So I just went ahead and started with my classic Alolan Ninetales and Chien-Pao lead. So as we start the match here, I'm going to see a Gyarados Amoonguss lead. So I at least got one of them right. Going to get my Snow Warning up. And I am going to see the Intimidate from the Gyarados. I'm just going to go and scout here and use Protect with Chien-Pao. And I also see a Protect from Amoonguss. I got my Aurora Veil up there on turn 1, which is nice. And I saw the Scary Face from Gyarados into Chien-Pao, which is really interesting, seeing like a support sort of Gyarados. So I'm just going to go and switch out here into Glaceon, as they're also going to switch out into Slowking here. I just clicked Blizzard with Ninetales to get some spread damage there. And I actually got the Freeze into the Slowking, which is super lucky. I see the critical hit Aqua Tail from Gyarados, so it's definitely a physical set. I'm going to get my Ice Body healing up. I'm just going to go ahead and click Helping Hand here and go ahead and click Hyper Voice to get the spread damage and also proc my my Throat Spray there. Get my 1.5 special attack boost. I see another Scary Face into the Ninetales this time. As Slowking thaws out and uses Psychic here in Ninetales, it doesn't really do that much. I'm going to get some more Ice Body healing. And I'm just going to go ahead and click Blizzard again, get that spread damage. And I actually freeze Gyarados this time, which is super lucky. I got 2 freezes there. And then I'm going to go into Shadow Ball into Slowking, just do as much damage as possible on that thing. I know it's pretty bulky. And I see a Psychic here with Glaceon, but with the Aurora Veil up and my full special defense investment, it's just not going to do that much. So Gyarados is going to remain frozen. I'm going to click Blizzard again and Shadow Ball into the Slowking. Gyarados is now at 10%. I'm not really that scared of it. Slowking is going to go down here. Still frozen on Gyarados. My Snow will run out here as Pincurchin comes up, and it has Electric Surge, so thank goodness it doesn't have Lightning Rod. Gyarados is going to go and thaw out on this turn and use his Helping Hand on the Pincurchin. As I'm going to click Dazzling Gleam to get some spread damage with Ninetales. Gyarados goes down, and then I clicked Hyper Voice. That did a lot of damage. It got a crit though. As Pincurchin's going to go ahead and get double paralysis with the discharge there. And it's going to be a Life Orb Pincurchin. Interesting. So then Grimmsnarl is going to come out. I'm going to go ahead and switch out Ninetales because I want to preserve my Snow. I see the Fake Out into Glaceon. I brought out Sneasler here. Glaceon goes out and flinches, of course. And then Toxic Spikes comes out from the Pincurchin. We're going to see a Reflect from Grimmsnarl as I click Dire Claw into that. I am going to be Choice Bandage, so that did so much damage even with the Reflect up. Then I'm going to click Wish with my Glaceon, try and heal myself, as Pincurchin's going to go ahead and click Memento and knock himself out and cut my physical attack in half on Sneasler, as they're going to send out Amoonguss here. I'm just going to go ahead and click Dire Claw again on the Grim as it sets up Light Screen. I am going to knock out the Grimmsnarl there, as I'm going to get hit with a Spore, but the Electric Terrain is up and it does not affect my Sneasler. Glaceon's going to get fully paralyzed. I will grab that Wish healing though, as Haxorus is going to come out here. I've got a 6v2 situation here as Amoonguss is going to click Rage Powder. Of course, I'm just going to spam Dire Claw because I'm Choice Banded into it. As there's a Dragon Dance from the Haxorus, that's pretty scary. I get fully paralyzed again with Glaceon, so they're getting pretty lucky with that, but I got lucky with 2 freezes earlier, so it only makes sense. Next turn, they're going to go ahead and click that Rage Powder again as I click Dire Claw, and I get a critical hit this time. So fun fact about critical hits, it does not... a critical hit does not take into account attack drops, so it does the damage as if I don't have that halved attack here. So interesting thing about crits there. Haxorus is going to get up a second Dragon Dance here. I'm going to go and click Hyper Voice. I'm not sure why I clicked Hyper Voice. I think maybe just for spread, but I have Blizzard. It's kind of an odd play on myself, as they're going to get some leftover recovery. They're going to click Protect here. I went ahead and Dire Clawed into that guy, and I actually connected on the Blizzard this time with no Snow up, which is pretty nice. But at this point, Haxorus is looking pretty scary. I'm just going to switch in Ninetales and get my Snow back up to get that defense boost on my Ice types. As I'm going to take a Rock Slide. Ninetales is going to go down. And Sneasler flinches from the Rock Slide, so that's unfortunate. Can't get some more damage on him here. I'm going to go ahead and send in my Chenpao now just to get as much damage on the physical side as I can. They still have the screens up. Haxorus is going to go and Protect again as I clicked Brick Break. I tried to get rid of those screens there, but it won't work with the Protect up. And of course, Dire Claw is not going to hit it either under the Protect. Haxorus almost back up to full health now. I'm going to get poisoned with the Chenpao. And as it clicks Rock Slide here, I actually survive with 6 HP with Chenpao. So the poison was kind of annoying on Chenpao because I have Focus Sash on this guy. And the poison damage deletes my Focus Sash essentially. So I thought for sure I was going to go down here. But with the defense boost from the Snow, I actually live it. And Sneasler is just apparently very bulky defensively because I have taken now 2 Rock Slides at +2 from this Haxorus. So pretty crazy stuff happening there. I'm going to go ahead and flinch here with the Chenpao. Unfortunate there as I click Dire Claw. And I actually get a lucky sleep here. So lots of status being thrown around in this battle here. Chenpao is going to go down to that poison damage. Kind of useless Chenpao right there. I'm going to bring in the Iron Bundle. It's going to go ahead and get poisoned here. My Cork Drive will activate and I'll get my speed boost as it's going to go in Terra Fighting here on its last turn. Of course, it's still sleeping. I do connect on the Blizzard. Of course, I got my Snow up. And then with the final Dire Claw there from Sneasler, it will take out the Haxorus, and that is the end of the match. So, pretty good first match here. I went ahead and said GG, of course. Always got to say good luck in GG before and after the game. Pretty good game here. I didn't even have to use my Arcanine, so the Wild Charge literally did not matter because Pincurchin also did not even have Lightning Rod, so Really good first match here, and let's move on to the second one. All right, so before we start match 2, I am going to go ahead and ask you guys, if you like this content, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And also, if you want to see this team in like actual Scarlet and Violet play, let me know, because I have been really having fun with this team on Showdown, and I'm actually in the process of EV training all these Pokemon in my copy of Violet right now in order to do doubles online battles with them. So if you want to see that, let me know below. All right, here we go into game 2 here. Looking at this team, I'm kind of thinking Trick Room again. I see the Espathra, that could be the setup for the Trick Room. I see the Volcarona and the Lilligant, which are fairly slow Pokemon, so I'm thinking a possible Trick Room set here, but I'm not really sure, honestly. Other than that, I'm kind of stumped. So I went ahead and led with my trusty Ninetales and Chien-Pao 1-2 punch, as I see an Oricorio Volcarona first turn from them. I get my Snow up, but this is a really fun first turn here. So I see the Protect from Oricorio. I'm going to Ice Spinner into that spot. I tried to get it knocked out turn 1, as I'm going to get my Aurora Veil up. And I see a Fiery Dance, critical hit into my Chien-Pao from the Volcarona. So, of course, I have the Focus Sash, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'll live this turn, and I'll be able to get Ice Spinner off next turn. But look at this. Oricorio has this cool ability called Dancer. So, Oricorio basically gets to copy the Fiery Dance and knock out my Chien-Pao. I had no clue that Oricorio even had this ability. I should kind of educate myself a little bit more before I go into these. But Dancer basically allows Oricorio to copy any sort of dance move that its partner uses, right? So if it were a Quiver Dance, it would be able to copy the Quiver Dance and get those stat boosts, but in this case, it's going to be Fiery Dance from this Volcarona, so it basically got to double up into my Chien-Pao and render it useless for the rest of the battle. So I'm going to go ahead and swap into Arcanine here and just try to get some head smash damage. As I actually see, Oricorio is going to go ahead and Terra Ground here. I'm going to Blizzard with my Ninetales, and it does a lot of damage to Oricorio, and I actually clicked Rock Slide here and not Head Smash, as I wanted to get spread damage there. And I do enough to knock out the Volcarona and the Oricorio, or I'm sorry, the Oricorio survives with 4. But I knock out the Volcarona, I connect on both of them. That's what's big about this. It's going to use Revelation Dance into the Arcanine, and actually live with 1 health. No Focus Sash. I do have the Assault Vest. Interesting that I lived with 1% there. The Quackaball comes out. I see another Protect from Oricorio, and I went ahead and used Dazzling Gleam to get that super effective damage on Quack. And I get over 50% there, and then I just clicked Wild Charge into the Quackaball because I wanted that thing out of here as soon as possible. So Arcanine's gonna finish that guy off, as the Oricorio just protected, and it's kind of a useless turn there for him. I see the Espathra here, and I'm thinking, okay, they definitely don't have Trick Room. They would have set that up turn 1. It's gonna use Calm Mind here. Oricorio cannot copy that. It's not a dance move. I am gonna go ahead and click Blizzard and Outspeed and knock out Oricorio now. Espathra is also just going to go down to a Head Smash here, as my physical attack is just so good with Arcanine. And then I'm going to see the Lilligant and the Flamigo come out. And Flamigo actually has the Co-Star ability, so I believe if they would have swapped out into Flamigo last turn, so when they used Calm Mind on Espathra, the Co-Star ability would have allowed it to copy the Special Attack and Physical Attack boost. I'm sorry, Special Attack and Special Defense boost. But at this point, it's a pretty clear win for me. I just go ahead and click Blizzard. I don't knock either of them out, but it does a ton of damage for both of them. And then I clicked Flare Blitz into the Lilligant. And I'm going to see a Flare Blitz, or yeah, it was a copycat Flare Blitz from the Flamigo into my Ninetales, which is a really interesting choice on his part. Like, if I would not have hit him with the Blizzard, which of course I do because of the snow, but it's just such a fun a set there with copycat. Getting the Fire type move. I know Flamigo's physical, so it's already going to do a ton of damage. But into the Ninetales, like, that was such a cool use there. I don't know if he was expecting Rock Slide, but the recoil from the Flare Blitz is going to knock out the Flamigo. And I 5-0 this guy. Said GG again. And look at that, man. I'm already 2-0 with this team. Didn't even have to use Iron Bundle or Sneasler in this match. So this team is super fun. It does really well, and I've actually got one more match here to show you guys. All right, so here we are with game number 3 here. I see a lot of hard hitters on this team. Of course, I see this King Gambit over here, and I know that it's going to be Supreme Overlord, and it's going to be waiting until the end of the match to come out. I also see this Espeon which probably has magic bounce, but I don't have any like hazard setup or straight up status moves on my team, so I'm not really fearing that thing. I am kind of fearing its special attack though, but I'm not really sure what they want to lead here. I don't know if they really have like a gimmick with this team at all, so I'm just gonna go and click Ninetales and Sneasler because I think Sneasler goes into most of these things pretty well. So I'm actually going to see the KFC and the Hello Kitty. That's going to be Espeon and the Blaziken, and I'm going to get my Snow up, of course, with Ninetales. And so I went ahead and Terra Ghosted with my Ninetales here. So the thought process there is that I don't want Ninetales to go down turn 1 because I think that this Blaziken is going to just click a Fighting type move or a Fire type move into Ninetales. And it would really suck to lose Ninetales turn 1 and not have Roarbill. So that's why I just went ahead and said, screw it. I'm going to go Ghost Terra turn 1 to completely become immune to any fighting type moves. And I also thought it's a really good pivot for my Sneasler here because I can't do much against the Blaziken, but I have U-turn on the Sneasler, right? So I can just Choice Band U-turn into this Espeon, and I have max speed with the speed boosting nature, I believe Jolly. So I think this Espeon just goes down here. That was my kind of thought process, as I'm going to see the Protect through the Blaziken, and U-turn does knock out the Espeon, and this guy just forfeits after turn 1. I thought that was really kind of funny and interesting that they still had 5 more Pokemon left on their team, but when they saw the Terra Ghost, I think that pretty much just renders this KFC, this Blaziken, useless. And I had the free switch, right, with the U-turn. So I was going to get a fresh Mon out there. And I don't know, this guy just quit. He must have really relied on that Espeon to set up his team here. So that is going to be the end of this one. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and comment, subscribe. And like I said earlier, let me know if you'd like to see this team in Scarlet and Violet for online competitive battles. I would love to make this team and bring that content to you as well. So thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next one.